Welcome back to Wedlocked and Loaded.
Wedlocked and loaded.
You women.
Do not lump us all in one category.
So you girls and lie and stretch the truth
You
and try
girls,
to get us jammed up.
First of all, I'm a whole ass woman, right? Think about
No
that.
disrespect.
Sounds like it to me. So why can't y'all? What is it with men that they just can't walk away?
Depends how good it is. You don't want to give that away. Greetings, everyone. New episode of Wedlocked and Loaded. I am your host, Daniel Laurent.
And I am Leah Nicole.
And we are back again to deliver Leah's commentary and her wild, outlandish takes. But, you know, we're back again. So, hello, everyone. It's been, why are you looking at me?
I can't look at you?
No.
Oh, okay.
So, as always, we want to start with a check-in. So, how was your weekend?
My weekend? It's like, what is that exactly? I feel like every day is like Groundhog's Day, you know? It's literally wake up. Nothing really seems to change. I mean, I had an interesting end of week. However, the weekend, I guess, yeah. I don't know, Daniel. I don't know. These days are
Well,
they're getting tougher, but they should be getting easier, I guess, right? Maybe.
Part of it is, you know, you operate to the beat of your own drum, and you do not take my advice that I've given you, and so, you know, you just kind of like float through whatever, right? And so, you know, I know we had a wedding that we attended.
Oh, yeah.
And
wow.
then, you know, which love is always nice, and it's hopeful and a reminder. And, you know, I remember a time when, you know, we attended weddings, and it made me be like, damn, like I remember, you know,
falling in love again.
Yeah.
Having that wedding love.
And then, like, you know, you get in the car and you're not even speaking to each other, and you get home and you go in your separate corners.
I wish we had separate corners sometimes.
For sure.
Yeah.
But, well, there are separate corners, but you have...
There aren't, actually.
You've contaminated all of the corners.
There aren't separate corners.
Well, I mean, if that's how
there
you want
aren't.
it, that's fine.
Yeah.
So,
I contaminated all
I will say, like, it's just nice to leave a wedding and, you know, be on the same accord, and just... I don't remember if the night... No, I didn't.
What?
We fell asleep.
You got some good loving.
Not that night.
You did.
I don't think so.
I promise you did, but that's okay that you don't remember. That's crazy.
I mean, no offense.
See what happens when, like, I started?
That's not true.
Okay.
I went to sleep.
No, you didn't. You went to sleep afterwards. Yeah, you did. But you didn't come home and go to sleep. Mm-mm.
Are you positive, Leah? Think about this for 1 second. Are you positive?
I'm very positive.
Because I know that, like, there was discussion, and then I feel like...
And then there was action.
Okay, well, that's not a great thing to
I know.
have on record.
Yeah.
Well,
so basic that you don't even remember.
I mean, that's your words, but that's fine.
I mean, that's, you know.
No, that's not. I mean, you know.
It's only when you kickstarted that you remember, but when I kickstarted, you don't remember.
That's not true either.
Clearly, it's true.
But I definitely remember, like, I don't know. All right, that's fine. So yeah, so that was Saturday, and then Sunday, you know, was interesting, and I won't so much go into, you know, that, but I, you know, it leads to one of the topics on the docket.
Yeah.
We won't talk about it right now, but it leads into that. So one of the things that's happening in recent news is Cardi obviously left Stefan Diggs.
Mm-hmm.
Um, whether she's messing with him back and forth or Offset or whomever she's dealing with, like,
My girl is single.
yeah. And so, recently Meg the Stallion, felt the need to go on record and announce that her and Klay is single, and her and Klay
Have
separated,
broken up. Mm-hmm.
and gave some reasons why, and this, that, and the
Yeah.
third.
Yeah.
And you know, you have people that feel the need to chime in, and it's just very interesting with the tones. And so for men, it's one tone, and for women, for the most part, it's another tone.
You know what's so funny? I haven't really read any of the things. I did see that they broke up. I'm not certain what the tone is on either side, but from my understanding, the man cheated. I did hear that much. He cheated, which, unfortunately for for us women, that's just a thing that some men will have you believe, that's to be expected, right? Um and so,
That's to be expected.
yeah, and that's what you men would like for us women to believe.
uh
Most of you anyway, right?
I mean,
Most of you.
there's statements.
Yeah.
There's Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Are you being
And so
okay?
for me, I'd say good for her, right? Like if you can't treat me the way that I deserve to be treated and you feel the need to get your jollies off elsewhere, so be it. Go do you. Good for her for not holding on and trying to work through it, because I do wholeheartedly believe that the things that you allow in the beginning are certainly going to continue throughout the relationship,
Hmm.
you know?
And they were together not even a year, I don't think, right?
I mean, it hadn't been public for a year. I'm not certain when they actually got together.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's a tough thing too, right? Because there's grimy dudes and there's grimy chicks out here, right? So, you see somebody showing off their happiness, so to speak, and, folks be like, oh, I actually want a little piece of that because he looked like he treats her really well. And it's not a status thing. I can't say who makes more money or who has more money, right? But at the end of the day, they both have money and they both are who they are in their own regard.
I think he has.
He could have more, he can have less, who knows?
Yeah.
But the point is that, they are both of celebrity, you know what I'm saying? And they're not D-list.
Well,
I'll tell you this. I ain't never heard of him until she went with him
yeah. I mean, that's fair. I mean, he's
over there
I
cooking
think,
that man family Thanksgiving. Then she over there, she was feeding them, honey. Baby.
well, but then you have people online saying not good enough. And so,
So of course somebody's always gonna say that. And here's the thing,
oh, I
right?
see. The pair went public with their relationship in July 2025. So that
Right.
just
They
means
went
went
public.
public.
That
Yeah.
don't mean that that's when they started dating. Here's the thing with that. Oh, she wasn't doing it good enough and da 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 da. A cheater's gonna cheat. Is a cheater's gonna cheat. Right? It don't matter how often, it don't matter how good, it don't matter who it is. And when that happens, typically the person that's doing the cheating, it has nothing to do with the person they're cheating on. It's all about them.
Do you ever believe that there's a deficit?
A deficit in what? Sex?
No, just a deficit. It could be sex. It could be attention. It could be
So again,
you don't.
so I don't. I would never blame it on the person that is
No, it's not blame on. It's just a factor in it. Ultimately, it's the
the
person that
deficit. The
does it.
deficits that the deficit. If there is a deficit, it's there because the person who is cheating caused it.
You think so?
For certain,
Hmm.
for certain.
I think
And it's not about a deficit. It's just it's about a lack of control, a lack of accountability.
sure.
It's, you know what I'm saying, like and it's just pure greed, right? I know I could get a bunch of females because I'm a baller and da 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 da. Yeah, they see me with Meg, and guess what? Here's another ringer on it, right? Like that's just another magnet because it's like, oh, I bet you I could make them. Some people really be believing things like this, like, oh, I bet you I could make them break up.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, that's you wicked
oh,
women,
I bet. I'm sorry.
huh?
What'd you say?
That's the wicked people.
Hey, you can call them what you want. My point is that they're out there. They exist, right? And it's
But
not
didn't
just a
you just say
female
if you're
thing.
not married, you're single? Didn't we just have this argument regarding one of your friends?
Um, if you're not married, yeah, you are
Yeah, so
single.
technically he's single, so he's tasting
So
the
I'll tell
rainbow.
you this. I'll tell you that. So there are different degrees of singleness,
Yeah.
right? Like if you're dating to find somebody, then technically yes, you are still single. However, if you chose to date a single person and both of you have agreed on this is what it is and there are no outsiders, it don't matter how fucking single you are, you've committed to something.
And you never believed in the famous Jay-Z line.
I was just fucking them girls. I was gonna get right back.
You believe in that?
um,
I was just fucking them dudes. I was gonna get right back.
I mean, I've never had that said to me, so I would have to
Okay.
deal with that as it's presented.
Oh, okay.
But
And you think you'll be okay with that?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But I think
I was just sucking them dudes. I was gonna get
that's
right
different, Leah.
back.
That's different because
Why?
there are people who that's a different level of
Isn't that a part of sex though?
not necessarily not for everyone. There are people that
Oh,
don't do that.
I mean, I'm just asking.
And then when it gets into like, well, do you let him finish? Do you ingest it? Do you like it's like that's different than just saying like I was fucking, you know what I mean? It's
But
different.
why? Why is it different? There's still
Because
fluids
it
being
goes
exchanged.
because
Right.
because I think it's a generalization. But, you know, I think it's fair to say that culturally there are some thoughts on a whole of oral sex and what that is.
All
And
them people do it.
yeah, I think there is I think it's hard to even say, and it's just it doesn't even matter.
All
But
them
I
people do
it's
it.
not a matter of doing it. I'm saying, do you let the person finish? Do you swallow? Do you not? He better not come in my mouth. It's all these things.
Here's
So
what
what
I'll
I'm
say.
saying is when a person just randomly says, yeah, I was just sucking them dudes, the thought goes to, well, you definitely don't let me do that. So was it like a dancing bear where you're like taking it in a martini glass and
Yum
drinking
yum
it?
yum.
Right? Because that's the thing that happens when you girls
I don't don't
have
do
your
that
nights.
because ain't never ever
You know
a
what I
day in
mean?
my life ever went nowhere and done
We've
cum
talked about it
shots.
on this show where like you were there and the girl had lust in her eyes and she topped the dude off in front of everybody.
I don't know if she
And
swallowed. I don't know if
I
he
don't
even
know.
finished.
And who cares? But the point is she wouldn't
Actually,
suck her
she did
man
not.
like that in the
She
middle of a
didn't
club.
finish. I mean, who knows? I
I'm
believe
sure
that
I
she
know.
would.
I'll bet you $100.
You know what I'm
Whoever her
saying?
man is has never gotten topped off in the middle of Slades.
It wasn't even Slade's.
I know, but it's the point.
The point is that,
You think somebody wouldn't top Usher off in the middle of a club and they would do that to their boyfriend Johnny?
well, So
When the lust kicks in, it is what it
I
is.
think it's beyond lust. I think it's opportunity as well. So if I could suck you off anytime, anywhere on a regular day, it don't matter. However, if you are of a celebrity that I've been crushing on, and I have an opportunity to show you what my mouth do or what
Nicely.
that box look
I don't
like,
like what you talk. I don't like how you.
then
So
you know what I'm saying. These are not my thoughts.
yeah, but I just don't like you even talking like that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Meg said, "I've made a decision to end my relationship with Klay." Megan said in a statement, "Trust, fidelity, and respect are non-negotiable for me in a relationship." Yeah, I don't need your Diddyisms.
Hey, we still
Trust,
use that one.
fidelity, and respect are non-negotiables for me in a relationship. And when those values are compromised, there's no real path forward. I'm taking this time to prioritize myself and move ahead with peace and clarity. I don't believe she wrote this, but I think
Oh
the
my
sentiments
goodness.
are real, but I don't believe she wrote it.
Why?
I just don't. But
She's college educated. She can't
sure she is.
formulate a sentence, a paragraph,
I know.
like
I mean, it's
expressing her feelings. That's crazy for you to
no.
say
It's not
that.
crazy.
That's insane for you to
It's not
say
insane,
that.
Leah. It's not.
Listen,
Like I see people's Facebook posts, and it's something that strikes me. It's like I don't think you wrote that
and I'm not. Here's the thing.
because
Here's what I also say.
it's like Nas. Nas is clearly intelligent, but when he's talking in interviews, you wouldn't think that, right?
But
You just
then
would.
you find a spot where you actually see, hear, and feel and understand that he actually is. Right. And so, I feel like this. I feel like it's easy to look at a person, i.e., judge a book by its cover, and assume or get a feeling that, just because they have their
Persona.
right. And it is not necessarily looked at as an intelligent being, right? It's looked at as, one might label the people, ghetto trash or hood rat or whatever, right?
I don't
But
feel. I mean,
I'm not saying that that's what you're calling her right now, but my point is that just because it walks like a duck don't mean it quacks like one.
all right. Here's another quote: "Cheating had me around your whole family playing house. Got cold feet, holding you down through all your horrible mood swings and treatment towards me during your basketball season. Now you don't know if you can be monogamous. Bitch, I need a real break after this one. Bye, y'all." I do believe she wrote that.
Of course. And that was probably in the moment, raw, unfiltered feelings, right? The second one was
Raw's
like,
nice.
you like it.
Nice.
The second one, the first one that you read was definitely like, okay, I had time to think and process, and let me just let these fools know, like, if you come in this way, if you can't abide by these things, keep it fucking pushing, because that's my standard.
But there was and whether it's true or not, because definitely he say she say, it was the things that she stepped out on Party Fontaine.
So they say.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter.
And
Like I think
the other thing. Here's the other thing. How come a motherfucker can't grow?
Leah, listen. You just said, come on. Less than 10 minutes ago, you just said, once a cheater, always a cheater. Blah blah blah.
And by growth, I mean individual growth. Meaning, hey, these are the things that I accepted before, but now I know who the fuck I am, and I won't do that moving forward. Period.
Yeah. I think it's complicated.
Her accepting it doesn't mean that he's going to change his ways.
He meaning Klay?
Right, the cheater.
But you said that how come a person can't grow? Meaning her being a cheater before.
Here's the thing. My point is that she accepted and or participated in some things prior to and has had some growth and has set higher standards for herself and those who will be around her.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I don't appreciate. I mean, I just seen like a couple of different posts where there was one that was crazy. I was gonna screenshot it and
you should
and send it to you, but like it was Meg on a couch. It was a drawing, so it was Meg on a couch, bent over.
Oh wow.
and there's a bunch of dudes in line
That's
behind
insane.
her, and it was like Moneybag Yo, this
I
person,
hate
this person,
people.
this person, this person, and they were all kind of like they had like socks and flip flops on or whatever, and then you had Klay that was at the very end and had a suit on and he was holding roses, and
I really hate
I'm like
people.
this whole thing is like gross, and then I see another post where a person like had a picture of her and all the dudes that she was tied to, and it's like I just it's one of those
I
things
really
where
hate
like
people. And here's the other thing: motherfuckers lie all the time. They lie on
Thing just said that she
quote
topped him off.
unquote regular.
Blueface.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey man, I don't. I don't. I mean, Game is
It
definitely
really
guilty
makes
of
me
it. I
sick.
hate the
It makes me
guys.
sick
I hate the
that
guys that go on record and will say these things. It's one thing if you tell your homeboy, but like to
but
go on record and say like, yeah, like she. It's like, God damn, It's one thing if you said like we dated because it depends on the story and what you're talking about.
I didn't have intimate moments with everyone I dated.
Exactly. And people can assume one way or another. But it's different of like, yeah, we had a one night stand. Oh yeah, I know what that tastes like. It's like, damn, dog. Like, why? I don't know.
I really dislike some human beings, right? Because it's like, why do that, right? But meanwhile, you're painting this dude as a good guy, and he's the one that was just outed for cheating on her, right? Like, where's
But
his
that's
list at?
also his story. I mean, that's also her story.
Well, did he deny it?
Just because he didn't deny it doesn't mean anything.
I'm just saying.
I think that
She had a few different posts with that accusation, and it's not believable,
sure, but it's
right?
always gonna be. Anytime the
My point is,
reality is,
regardless if
anytime
it's
a
her
couple
story
breaks
or
up,
not,
they're gonna assume that it's because the guy cheated. That's
regardless
across the board.
regardless if it's her story or not, the fact that how they are painting this young black woman is insane.
Yeah, Meg's
I don't care what her lyrics are. I don't care how much time she twerk her ass. I don't care about none of that.
No, I don't. I mean,
Like, it's not okay to do that.
no. I think, Meg is a very interesting case in the sense of her public persona. I think like if you was to ask 10 people in a room what they thought of Meg the Stallion, it would be very interesting the responses you get. Versus a Cardi B, versus Glorilla, versus Lotto. I think that there's a disdain for her in a different way than I've ever really seen, I think. And I think, the Tory thing added a level of complexity to it because it just it just the whole thing is just so it's weird. It's just weird. Right, and I am not on team Tory by any means, and so I'm not saying free him and Meg's a liar, and I'm also not like I don't know, it just that whole thing just seems weird. If somebody shot you in a car, like it should just be very black and white, and it is what it is. But like I don't know, I don't even, that case confuses me so much I don't even think about it. But it's interesting that people chose a side one way or another and they feel like clear about it. But I think from that mixed with
Excuse me.
a few other things, I think it just added to people not liking her.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting. So
yeah,
I don't know. Either way, I wish guys would be a little more mindful of piling on to that. And somebody made a comment underneath the post and was like, are we gonna make one of these for Taylor Swift and Ariana Grande and somebody else, something like that. And I liked it, but then I was like, you know what? And I just took my like back. Because I don't like this isn't even a black woman thing. Like it's unnecessary to do it.
It's
It
unnecessary to do
literally
it.
looks like a gangbang, like everybody's waiting to get their turn. Like the picture is crazy. It's crazy. So, anyway, that's that. So what else? What else was on the docket? So there's we don't have to spend a bunch of time on this, and I don't even know how aware you are, but there was at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. There was a recent attempt, quote unquote, on the president, and they caught the gentleman, and there's all these different videos circulating around where like people are hitting the floor underneath tables. Some people are still sitting at the table eating their food. Another woman is like grabbing bottles of wine.
Yeah.
You see Pete Hegseth, like walking into a thing and he's like smiling and laughing. You have Dana White from UFC saying that it was awesome and the adrenaline and like he loved it and he's seen them bussing and it's like a movie. What do you have any thoughts surrounding like that or anything around it?
It just I don't have any thoughts other than what everybody else is thinking. Like just cut the nonsense. Like ain't no way there has been 3 attempts and ain't nobody got you yet. How is everybody getting so close? How is it possible? How is it possible? And I swear for goodness sake, if the people believe this nonsense again, we are really doomed because that means we are living amongst some serious, serious, serious fools. And that's it.
Yeah. I think that you have someone that is all about ratings and performance and performative, and so anything that involves him, you can't have it both ways, right? You can't talk out of both sides of your mouth. So similar to like 50 Cent. If 50 Cent was to ever come out of a club and he got beat up and jumped, right? Like the memes that goes on and the pile-on that's gonna happen, like that's part of the deal because he's done it to everybody. So with Trump, like it's hard to have any sort of sympathy or empathy or believe anything because it's just constantly been a dog and pony show. And the moment this happens, it's a campaign to build the new ballroom. And so, how do you separate? How do you minus like 2 minus 1? How do you do that? I don't know. It's awful at times, and to know that ironically a lot of this energy from him and vitriol started in that very room years and years ago when Obama took some shots at him. To know that like that hurt him so much and angered him so much, it just turned into, like you can literally look back and see that that was the moment that it all changed. It's just very interesting to me. So I wanted, that was just a quick little thing, but leading into that, wanted to talk about, it was something that me and you spoke about a little bit, and we said we wanted to table it for this, but talking about Tina Campbell from Mary Mary. She has, I don't know if she's currently right now, I don't know what her stance is, but I noticed she supported Trump And I think this was from 2017. So she said that her vote was guided by her Christian faith rather than politics.
Yeah.
She penned an open letter on Facebook encouraging prayer for him and stating he believed in God and God could work through him, even while disagreeing with many of his decisions and actions. So when we talked about that, you brought up just whether it was actually her doing or if it was based on maybe her husband's thoughts. And then this led into household affiliation and politics of women surrounding maybe their husbands. So would you feel like that with her, or was you just kind of posing that
So
as
I don't know. I was posing that because what I would say is that, I mean, it definitely had me, the conversation had me thinking, and that was a thought that happened that came up with, like, that I came up with, you know what I'm saying? Because like when I think about us, right? Like, yes, we know we vote, you know what I mean? Like, where typically we go to the polls together if we don't do early voting. But we don't really talk about how we vote for real. Right? Like there are times when we share certain thoughts and or feelings about said thing, regarding voting. But we don't really like talk about it for real. Right? Like I'm sure yeah, we don't talk about it for real.
In the sense of what? Like actually like going through a person's like voting record and all of the different things, or like, being one issue voters? Like, what do you mean?
So
it's kind of like an afterthought as we're going, like who to vote for, blah, blah, blah.
I mean, we'll talk about the things that are happening and who's actually running, right? Yeah. However, in terms of the actual vote, we don't really talk about how we're gonna vote. Like it's an independent thing, and then maybe afterwards, maybe we'll talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, did you vote yes or no on blah blah blah? Who did you pick for? Blah blah blah. Maybe we'll talk about it after, but it's not an always thing, right? But my point is that as a unit, which is what I feel, and I don't know. Yes, she is very in terms of Tina Campbell. She's very Christian based, right? She is, you know what I mean, and it's not to say that her husband isn't, right, because they're both supposed to be of the faith, right? And if I'm not mistaken, he was once a man of the cloth in some degree. But for me, it just was like, oh well, maybe she voted that way because he voted that way, and they vote as a unit. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, yes, we are a unit. However, us being a unit doesn't always align our steps in the same direction when it comes to certain things.
Do you think they should?
Yeah, no, not really. Not that.
You think it should be individual choice voting?
It should be individual choice voting, but I also feel like this, right?
So you supported Trump.
So here's the thing.
You guys didn't see what she did to me.
Sucker.
Winch.
See, why you do that?
I know.
I stopped myself from saying what I really wanted to say.
Let it flow, babe.
No, because it's not kind.
I know.
And so
But it's reflective of how you talk to me any other time.
This is not true. Don't do me. Don't do me like this.
There's public record of you talking to me.
Do not do me like this.
I know.
Okay?
Yeah.
I think morally we are aligned. And so because of that, although, hey, motherfucker could always fool you, right? But because we are morally aligned and we both are, we both want the best for not only us, but our children, the generation behind us. And so we're going to vote in the best interest of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as she stated, like, oh, he's a man of God. He's a man who believes in God, and I believe that God can work through him. Yeah. And it's not that I don't have faith in the big dog. You know what I'm saying?
The big dog?
It's not that I
That's
don't
like a wild thing to
it's
say,
not that
yo.
I don't have faith and I don't believe in God. You know what I'm saying? Because I do. However, the devil was once an angel.
Hmm.
And some people are still fooled by the devil in a sense of he has trickery to make you still believe that he is of God and an angel.
Hmm.
And so I am not super blinded. Like I'm not blindly
You
being
don't
led
have
by
blind
faith.
faith. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not
I,
when it comes to human beings.
because we're all fallible.
Hello?
So this is an interesting thing, and I'm curious to what folks feel. Thinking to make a poll even. I think that would be
That'd be
interesting.
cool.
Like, I don't know. I mean, certainly there are households that vote as a collective.
Yeah.
I don't know if that is better or worse or just a preference.
I think it's just a preference.
But like, I don't know. I mean, I think so. Say like, let's use let's use national. No, let's not, because everything's national and people don't care about like local. So let's say, senator. So say like, Liz Miranda's running, and say like a senator's challenging her, and this person, you actually went to high school with them. They've always had high level of civic engagement. You believe in them. It's not that you don't believe in Liz, but you believe in this person. There's a relationship, and you feel like this person would be a great ad, right? And so you vote for this person. I don't know this person. I don't have the same relationship you do. I believe that you believe this person is good, but I'm going by what I have seen and what I know of Liz currently, right? So for us to both go to the polls and vote separately in that way, I guess we all have our own individual vote, but is it better if we both literally kind of went through, and is it healthy to kind of go through like the pros and cons and this and this, and do like not a high level, but like boom 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 boom. All right, you know what? I'm in agreement with that. Let's make this family vote. I wonder what people do. Like even um and I, Conan and Ayana. I wonder what couples. I think when it comes to like Harris and Trump, I think for the most part, the people that like we know and love made that choice, right? But when we're talking about city councilors and like, it's interesting. I just wonder what people think. Even when you have like question number 1 or question 2 or 3, right? Should there be more dispensaries, or should there be tax on recreational marijuana? You might say yes, I might say no. Do we both just go in and do our own individual thing? I don't know. I never really thought
I think
about it.
it's yeah, I think it is healthy to talk about it, right? But it also can possibly potentially cause some discomfort and disagreements and arguments within the household. And so, yeah, do you keep that separate, or do you just, you know what I mean? Or do you actually have that conversation?
Like, would it bother you if I supported, take Trump out of it, say that there's someone who is super, conservative and doesn't believe in pro-choice and doesn't believe in pay equality and all of these, all of these things, and I'm like, yeah, that's my guy, and I'm voting for him. Would that kind of
Wait a minute.
permeate?
The person don't believe in what?
The person doesn't believe in pro-choice.
Mm-hmm.
The person doesn't believe in like pay equality and the gap between men and women. The person doesn't believe in any sort of progressive ideals when it comes to women advancement, right? He's very like super like forefather conservative,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the person that I'm championing and I'm going out and like door knocking for and
Yeah,
donating
we would
to.
have a problem. We would absolutely have a problem.
You wouldn't
No
like
questions
separate.
asked.
You wouldn't separate church and.
No, because how do you support something like that that is so against somebody you're married to, somebody that, two of the human beings that you are raising or have raised? Like, how do you support that?
Hmm.
So yeah, we would have problems. That would cause separation for certain.
Separation, like in the
Absolutely.
marriage.
Absolutely.
Fuck you, Leah. That's not nice.
Fuck you for trying to vote that way. It's absolutely not. You're against me. You don't care about me.
No, I love you,
No, no, no.
Leah,
You
but
don't care about
it's
me.
the other women that I might.
You don't care about me.
Hmm. I appreciate that stance. Actually, more women. I mean, some they don't have that luck. They don't have that. I don't know if it's a privilege or right.
Hey,
Maybe
listen.
right
Of
is
course
right.
they have that
I
right.
don't know
Right? They
if
just
they're
are
under the
choosing
thumb
not
of
to
if they're under the thumb of their husband,
listen.
which is a whole other thing that like
Listen.
what I'm talking about. They don't have the right to say what you just said because then that turns another way.
Hey, they have the right. They just choose not to. And it might be the safest choice not to verbally say it.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. But see, you got a smart mouth, and so
So I think, there's, you know,
you definitely have a smart mouth.
maybe.
Yeah. So that's what I chose, I guess, for
I
better or
think
for
you
worse.
know what you chose, baby.
No, no. So one of the other things, and this kind of just surrounds, um, the past week in particular, family over everything.
Mm-hmm.
And what does that mean to you in particular? Because I think we have different views on this. I get your views, but I just wanted to
In terms of family over everything,
blood family over
I don't
everything.
think it's not a. So it's funny because I guess it could be said as that, right? Um, for me, I think it should be family over everything, right? Now, it can be your biological family, or it can be family that chose you and you chose them. Um, but I don't know. I don't know.
Cat got your tongue, huh?
I
I
think it's a lot swirling on, a lot swirling around up there, and so go ahead. Why don't you go?
I think that as I've gotten older, and I feel like I've said this before on here, I think curating, you know, friends that have become family, that it's reciprocal and it's not abusive and it's not take, just feels better for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I once believed in like, no matter what, such and such call, man. But I think that, it's just nice to know, like, I know that there are and it may be more, but there's 3 people that I can call now, and if I ask them for vast amounts of whether money or, I need you to pick me up, or can you bring me to, Providence to pick up my license or whatever it is, like within their means, they will absolutely do it, or ask somebody else if they can help me to help me in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
The beauty is, and it works both ways, the beauty is like we don't do that to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was to call, they're not going to grill me on it and give me the third degree on why am I and blah 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 blah, because they know that I have exhausted every other thing before getting to this point. And the same thing with me from
Mm-hmm.
them. So it just makes it a different situation versus like, I know that you're calling me because, you just know that I'm going to do it for you. Right? It just doesn't feel good. And even when it comes to sharing stuff. So think about like if you get a new job or you get a raise or you hit the lottery, like you hit a scratch ticket. Think about the people that, if you would tell anybody, but think about the people that you would tell,
Mm-hmm.
and think about the people that you wouldn't tell and
Mm-hmm.
why you wouldn't tell them. Now, yes, you tell any of your friends like, I hit a scratch ticket for 5,000. Girl, dinner's on you. Loan me 100. Right? Like that's an immediate response. I would say that for sure. I'm not serious about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not actually expecting you to loan me $1,000 because I need it for my troubles.
Mm-hmm.
But there are people that like you can't even share your joy because like, I just bought a new car. I just bought an electric Lucid. I just bought one of the Lucid cars. You got money big time. Yo, man, my utility's about to get cut off on Friday. Can you spot me? Bro, I'm not sharing my good news with you as an opening for you to
Right.
tell me about your woes. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that there's situations that happened recently. No need to really like speak about it, but I feel like, some people really suck, man, and it's just awful that like you can see people's personalities and their character and their principles and how they move before tragedy happens. And so
For the most part.
afterwards, it just exemplifies.
For the
And
most
so
part.
people that were
Mm-hmm.
bozos before are bozos in death,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just very, very interesting.
Yeah.
So, I just say God bless, you know what I'm saying? And that's the classiest way to say that.
I think because um family what I believe family to be means so much to me. Um I do believe family over everything. And I just mentioned this the other day. When we were talking and I gave an example of that. Now, here's the thing. Yes, technically, yes, I am your family. Yes, we have a family together, right? But if it comes to having to choose between me and your mom, which at one point it did, right? For me, I'm like, yo, that's your mother. She's always going to be your mother. Like, go. You know what I mean?
But you gave me good kisses.
I mean, sure.
I mean, they were really good back then. It's definitely like it's fucked up now, so it doesn't even
Whatever.
matter. But like that's
Anyway.
part of what women do, especially after you get married. I
Anyway.
digress.
You definitely do.
I know.
Um and you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm also that person, right? Where it's like, no brainer. Now, on the flip side, you know, I also understand, right? Where like if the family that I come from are some jacked up individuals and they are constantly showing me that they don't give a bleep about me, I'm gonna stay over here where the people are actually like investing in me and pouring into me, and by investing I mean loving me the way that I deserve to be loved and showing me what, you know, that I deserve better and showing me better, right? Of course I want to stay with that family, but I would love it much more if the ones that I was born into did what they were supposed to do. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And speaking of that, I want to see if I can find the thing from Marlon Wayans, because what's funny is that, and I don't know if this is if it excuse me, if this is something that he really said, or if this was some BS that was cooked up via good old socials or the internet, as most would call it.
The internets.
The internets.
Yeah, the internets.
Did I send it to you?
No, you didn't send it to me. You told me about it. But while you're looking for that, there is a quote that that you sent a while ago, and so I'm gonna read it. So, loving a woman for a lifetime, he told me, is deciding to stay curious about her, not assuming you know her, not freezing her in the version you met.
You're just reading the last part of it. Go ahead. Sorry.
What?
So it's like it's multiple parts.
But this is what you sent.
I understand, but like if you actually go to it, you'll see that.
Nah, I ain't got time for that shit.
Yeah. So you just want the Cliff Note version, no problem.
Yeah, I just want to get right to the goodies. So, loving a woman for a lifetime, he told me, is deciding to stay curious about her, not assuming you know her, not freezing her in the version you met. He leaned back and said something I'll never forget. If you stop studying her, someone else eventually will.
Hello.
60 years, not because it was easy, because he kept relearning her. I think that was a word.
It's a hell of a word.
Yeah. So, anyway, did you find the Marlon Wayans thing?
I did.
All right, girl. You're gonna table it for the next time.
I'm not. I didn't find the actual thing. I think I sent it to you.
You didn't send it to me.
Okay, hold on.
Leah, no.
Okay, so I guess let's talk about this. Let's talk about because it ties into it either way. So let's talk about mothers and their sons and fathers and their daughters. Do you think that that is a thing?
Say more. What are you talking about?
Well, you know, growing up, we heard it was kind of like a Freudian thing, right? Where um daughters seek a mate who is more like, you know, they're so in love with their dad that they seek a mate who is like their dad, and vice versa. Sons are so in love with their mothers that they seek a woman who is, you know, like their mom. Do you think that's a thing?
It it could be. I don't think that I consciously set out to find, you know, qualities or some of the things that I appreciated from my mother and you. I do think when it comes to certain you know, it's more morals and principles. And um I knew growing up the way I grew up, I would be better off with a person that kind of understood the hustle and the nuance versus a person that was completely oblivious and like square and had no idea to any point of reference to any of that stuff. Like, I think that was important to me. Not that we got to like sit down at the table and like cook crack together, right? Well, you wouldn't sit down at the table and cook crack, but you would, anyway.
Okay.
But I think for me, it's one of those things, and it's similar to what I felt about being with a Black woman, as opposed to being in an interracial relationship or being with someone else of a different culture. I don't always want to like explain every single circumstance, right? Like, you being with me and us experiencing something together, like, you completely get it. Even if you don't get it for yourself, you can get it for me, or vice versa. Right? And I think that's part of the Black experience that was important to me even before I can articulate it.
Yeah.
And so I think it's more of a moral, and there's certain things that just kind of clicked and aligned. I mean, we talked about it with our daughters recently about the reality of whether us or our friends, they grew up with their parents making decisions that impacted them later in life.
Sure.
And so, having stuff in their name, etc. We made a choice to flip that on its head and have our kids be authorized users on our account to help build up their credit.
Right.
So we literally are doing the opposite of what we seen.
Sure.
And I don't think that was a full conversation where I had to sell you or you had to sell me. It was just like, once we got that information, it was like,
no brainer.
Done.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we both don't eat pork. I don't think that we had some big argument about it and this is ridiculous and you better not. Like, I think I had my reasons why I didn't.
Correct.
You had your reasons why you didn't, and it's just perfect. And our kids are fucking.
Hey, watch your mouth.
But so those type of things I think are, you're okay cook when you do. I mean, everybody else loves your food because they get it when they happen to come around. You're chefing it up. But
is that so?
I don't so much get to. It's kind of like being. We mentioned her before.
The
so
thing is that I feed you a delicacy. So
what you say?
Huh?
Yeah. It's like being with Meg the Stallion and like, you're with her and all she wears is like sweatpants and hoodies.
You're so dramatic.
No, serious.
You are so with the drama.
Like, imagine that. Like, the world gets to see whatever, and then
baby,
like,
we're not gonna do that.
No, that's a real thing.
It is, and it goes both ways.
What do you mean?
Back to we'll tap back into that.
I eat your food.
You do.
Oh my God, Leah.
You do.
All right, we're wrapping the show up.
No, not just yet. I found the thing for Marlon Wayne.
Oh my God.
What's the problem?
You're a fucking dirty bird.
You do eat my food.
Read the quote, Leah. Or whatever.
I like serving it to you too.
Read the quote, Leah.
I am right now. Relax. All right. This is a quote from Marlon Wayans, and actually this is real. He said this during an interview. He says, "I never got married because I never wanted my mother to be jealous of a woman. I never wanted my mother to feel second to any woman."
What do I feel about that?
What do you feel about that?
I mean that I can't really relate to that. I don't think that I think there's so many different layers to it, but I think if you feel that way, then I think that even you becoming serious with someone.
He was in a 20-year committed relationship.
Yeah, and so like so that means in his mind he looks at commitment versus marriage differently. And so he doesn't want to officiate it because of this reason, so he says.
I think that
But
sounds like a bunch of bullshit.
I
And
know. So
it could
I
be
I
his
think
feelings,
because
right?
if you
But
really
like,
feel that way, then
how
don't
do
get
you
into a
commit for
serious
some?
relationship.
Yeah.
Don't have any children, right? Because by nature, your children are gonna supersede, I would think, your mother in a different kind of way. So like, don't do that. Don't have a serious relationship, and just suck on your mom's tit until she dies.
That's insane.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, with respect.
Do you think that parents get jealous of their children being in relationships, like
Sure,
being in, jealous of their significant other?
sure, and you definitely will. Can you I don't know what are you, a bear? Like, what are you doing over there?
I'm just stretching.
No, but come on, we're like,
I'm stretching. It's fine.
hold it
What's the
together until
problem?
we.
I got it. It's fine.
No, it's crazy, and it's gonna impact the
I don't
thing.
think so.
I'm telling you.
Is it?
Yes.
So listen,
Jesus.
don't put that on me.
You're definitely
Do
going to be
not
that.
put that on me.
And because I'm around, it can be a little lessened. But if you were single, you would absolutely be.
Baby.
What?
Baby.
I'm listening.
If I was single, I absolutely be on the mingo. Okay. And that don't mean in the people's
You would be showing
face.
people what your mouth do.
Absolutely not. Not everybody gets that, right? But what I'm saying is that I wouldn't have time to really be worried about these kids of mine and
Really.
what relationship they got going on.
So you wouldn't be like focusing on yourself and like and working on finances and yoga and all that. You'll be out in the streets and out in the prowls. What you're saying?
If I was focusing on myself and doing yoga and
Very nice, Leah.
Pilates
Yeah.
and the things of that nature, it would be me focusing on myself and not focusing on these children, right? These young adults that I have raised lovely,
Yeah.
right? Now, I would say I would absolutely, be on the people's island and cruising and just enjoying my life.
On whose island? You can't say that nowadays.
The people's island?
But who you talking about?
I'm talking about all the islands.
You can't just like say that.
I can say it. I'm saying the people's island, meaning all the peoples in their islands.
So anyone that says that right today, Leah, like it's gonna be word association with what it's associated with. No,
I don't know what you're.
Epstein's island.
Get the fuck out of here.
So you don't think that anyone had just heard that when you said people's island?
The people. Okay, so the people that know me and also who, and you might not know me. However, if you have listened to this podcast, you know that I refer to
everyone,
mother, father, sister, brother, daughter, cousin, auntie, uncle, all the people as the people.
all your misters.
You said it, not me.
Exactly.
I don't have any of those, but
Anymore.
I'm gonna let you get that off. All right.
No, I mean it's documented also.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
It is. For
you know,
sure.
you should take me to get some lamb chops
Tonight?
Yeah.
It's late.
It's right on time.
No, baby.
Don't tell me no.
All right. So,
see, you gotta get somebody that don't tell you no.
Vice versa. Ditto.
That's what I be telling my kids.
Ditto, Leah. Like there should be.
Nah, you can't take me to go get no lamb chops, dog.
What's in it for me?
Maybe we gonna eat together.
Does the night end well?
Only if you let it.
I gotta, yeah. Let me think about that. Give me a couple of minutes.
You got it.
All right. So we will see you guys next week. And we actually have a guest that we were supposed to have a few weeks back, but I think that there was something that happened. I think it was just like a super, super long day. And I think one of us wasn't feeling well. I don't remember. But Anyway, so that will be really, really fun. I won't tease too much, and we'll just have that discussion. But it definitely will be a nice treat. But we will see you guys next week, same bat time, same bat channel. Do you have any final words you want to say to the good folks?
Hey, good folks out there. Hey, listen, be like Meg the Stallion.
Oh my God!
Know
yeah.
your worth and let it be known. You feel me? Don't take nothing short of what you deserve.
Period, sis.
That's not what I was expecting you to
Listen,
end the show
hey.
with, but that's fine, babe. Happy, yeah. Okay.
You know?
All right. So we will see you guys next week. You know what it is. WEDLocked and loaded. Yeah.
We're locked and loaded.
How do you get over a breakup?
The only way to get over one is get under another. Get the cobwebs off this thing.
WEDLocked and loaded.
Well, locked and loaded.